Okay, so tell me a little bit about Disability Support International and like how it came about.
Sure. So, Disability Support International, or we call it DSI for short because we know the name is quite long, is a nonprofit organization that was started in 2016. So, we're still a fairly young organization, and it's based in the US in the state of Minnesota. But as our name suggests, we work abroad. So sometimes our organization is known as an NGO or a non-governmental organization. And we started in short because we know that there are immense and unmet needs for many people living with disabilities in our world. And in particular, we know that's true about people who are in the developing world or lower middle income countries. They often don't have the same types of services or resources, or frankly, even access to human rights sometimes that people in other countries do. And um, I have had some experiences many years before DSI started, meeting some of those change makers in other countries who were really seeking out help and resources and people who could join hands with them. And so I am one of the co-founders of the organization, along with two other people. And we, yeah, decided to start DSI and really focus on those areas of our world because we know that there is a lot of need and not a lot of people right now specifically um, focused on disability development work.
Mm-hmm. My next question here is what kinds of services do you provide at DSI?
We currently operate two areas of programming. So I'll talk a little about each of those specifically. The first one is we focus on direct training work um, with local in-country disability leaders and change makers. And right now we work directly only in the country of Cambodia, although we hope in the future as we get bigger and can grow that we'll have capacity to scale into other countries as well. So right now our training work um, focuses and is really concentrated on training of teachers and helping to build inclusive education in Cambodia, which is um, there is momentum in country for a lot of that work to happen. And so we have built a training of trainers model where we we build modules of content that deal with specific areas like teaching children with disabilities, understanding behavior, helping with communication concerns, some of those types of things that are high priorities for our partners in country. And then we train our master trainers, we call them, are in country leaders in that field. And then we empower them and equip them with materials and ongoing support. And they continue to cascade this training to teachers in different areas of the country. So then they can use that information in their classrooms to better serve children with disabilities and welcome them into their classrooms. And they can also help to support parents of those children, other family members, principals, local authorities, anyone who is interested in trying to better understand and serve this population. So that's one area of our programming, our direct work. And the other programming that we run is an online based directory we call our Global Disability Directory. And hopefully we'll be able to share our website with people who are interested in going on. And if you go on to DSI's website and click directory, um, any organizations that we come into contact with, especially in low and middle income countries, or any organization that finds us, we can build a profile for them on our directory. You can go to a region of the world, you can go to a specific country, and then if we know of any local organizations working within that country. Anyone can get information about them. And so if people, in our world of ever increasing technology, we want to help network everyone together, connect people, and provide a way that they can learn about disability organizations for people who want to help get involved and support, but also people throughout our world who need services and are looking for anyone who can help. So, so those are our two service areas at DSI.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So, like, my next question is, are there any stakeholders that you partner with that DSI partners with closely?
Absolutely. So I'll talk about our main group of stakeholders, which we call our partners. And so within our approach to all of our program work, we really focus on listening to and equipping and empowering people in their local communities who are disability professionals there and who believe the same thing that we do, that people with disabilities have the same rights as everyone else and have a lot to contribute to their own communities and societies. And so we partner on an ongoing basis with local grassroots organizations who are specifically focused on disability. And so in Cambodia, we have several partner organizations that we work with that work in different provinces of the country. Some of them serve just children, some of them serve children and adults. Some of them are more focused on specific types of disabilities. But we cultivate relationships with our partners that go over many years so that together we can really understand what it is that they need some external help with, um, and how we can best help to come alongside of them and join hands to really make sure that they have the support and tools and technical advisement that they need to keep growing local services for years and generations to come.
Mm-hmm. Next question here is, what impact does your organization have on communities as a whole?
Yeah, that's a huge question. It's a really good question. So broadly, I guess I will just say that our impacts and what we always aim to do is to make long-lasting change. So we really want to help empower our local partners and people within their own communities that are the best ones to do this work and help create more inclusive societies, which we know is needed everywhere. This is ongoing work. And so we really help to instill knowledge and skills, and most importantly, just the vision, as I was saying before, that people with disabilities really do um, have the same rights to human rights as everyone else and a lot to contribute to the world around them. And we all benefit when everyone with diverse abilities is included. So broadly, everything that we do within our programming aims to take that long vision. Um, and we are very purposeful in the programming that we create with that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess more concretely, I can just share an example of our impact. So we have rolled out just one module of our training curriculum so far with our master trainers in Cambodia. And they have been working to train more teachers, and we've just been watching to see what happens. Is this useful? Is it helpful? Do they like it? So we have 20 master trainers in our first cohort, and they have already reached and trained over 450 teachers. So we think that is amazing, and we're really, really proud of that and of all of the Cambodian individuals who are part of our master trainer cohort, because they're the ones who are doing this great work with us.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. finally, like, how do you create an inclusive and welcoming environment for everyone, as an organization?
Yeah, that's certainly something that we continually think about and as we move forward, really work to take intentional steps to always do that as we learn and grow individually as team members and as an organization as a whole. So, um, in everything we do, we really try to always stand for and focus on creating a world that's more loving and accepting of each other with different and diverse abilities, strengths, needs. And so we intentionally work to involve people who have diverse backgrounds. Some people on our team have professional educational experience that they bring to the table, but we also really value people who have lived experience in different aspects of our work as well, because that brings so much to discussions and to really being able to have different viewpoints as we discuss important things related to the growth of our programs and our organization. So we also really intentionally think about whose voice needs to be heard because sometimes I think we don't mean to, but it's easy to leave some voices out. And especially in our work, when you're in different communities, it's easier to make connections with urban centers and not or rural areas, and for example. And so we have to work really hard to find creative ways to really be inclusive and reach people that we want to reach.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, that's important to really get those voices in there and really just have them be part of the ongoing conversation.
Absolutely. A lot of times we hear that phrase, nothing about us without us.
Yes.
Um, and I think it's a wonderful phrase that sums up a lot of the intentionality behind how you really try to create an inclusive and welcoming environment.
Mm-hmm.